We are back with George Clooney. We're gonna play.
It is very common to hear the phrase "to be back with someone" in live TV shows. This phrase is mostly used after the commercial breaks and is used for introducing a new segment. Here, Ellen is presenting George Clooney, as he will be her guest during this episode of her show.
We are back with Kris Jenner, and you're dating someone right now, right? But
yes.
We're back with Katy Perry, and you're about to go on tour. It's a fun game, and we thought we'd play with you, Never Have I Ever, but it's always fun to play with more than one person. So please welcome Rihanna.
Never Have I Ever is a popular game in which someone asks about things they haven't done, and the other players need to answer only by saying if they've done it or not. It's usually very fun to play because generally the questions asked are very awkward and humorous.
Hey, Rihanna.
Hey girl, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I haven't seen you in a while.
I know I haven't seen you. I'm so happy to have you here. This is like a rare appearance from both of you.
Something rare is uncommon. If you say that an event is rare, you mean that it doesn't happen often. Example: total eclipses are rare events.
It's completely vibration absorbent.
How come it's not a standard issue?
That's the rarest metal on Earth. What you're holding there, that's all we've got.
An appearance is an occasion when someone appears in public. Example: it was her first appearance on television after her divorce. Britney's first TV appearance was at the age of 5. Helen is saying that it is very uncommon to see Rihanna or George Clooney participating on her show.
Okay, so what a way to start off. We're just going to play a game that you're just going to admit all kinds of things.
To start off, it means to begin to do something or to make something begin, especially in an energetic way.
Okay. Activate hand controls. You're going to start up nice and easy. You're going to see a 10% thrust capacity, achieve lift. And 3, 2, 1.
The game Never Have I Ever is all about admitting things that can be embarrassing, as you have to answer honestly to all sorts of questions.
Never have I ever texted a nude selfie.
If you are nude, you are not wearing any clothes. Even though the words nude and naked can be considered synonyms, it is more common to hear the first one when someone has the intention to not be wearing any clothes, like a nude model for an art lesson or a nude beach, while the word naked doesn't necessarily imply the willingness of the person to be that way. Example: in Game of Thrones, you can see a lot of scenes where people are nude. You probably heard the word selfie already, as it's very popular and it's been incorporated into many languages other than English. A selfie is a photograph you take of yourself, usually with a mobile phone or portable device.
But first, let me take a selfie.
So if you send a nude selfie, you're sending a picture that you took of yourself without any clothes. Many people send this type of picture to the person with whom they are romantically involved. However, it is funny to think about celebrities doing it.
Yeah, right, George. Yeah, right.
No, I don't text that. No.
Email.
No, I don't do it. I
FaceTime?
have emailed. Yeah, I FaceTime, email. I do a lot of the things on Instagram.
Those are the nude, that's where we find your
Yes.
nude
Down in the
Nude
DM.
Never have I ever swam naked in a lake in Lake Como. No, we haven't
Never done that?
No, because Rihanna and I have not been invited to your house.
invited.
See?
Cuz is a very common contraction of the word because. You can hear it in informal spoken and written English. Example: I'm late because there was a lot of traffic. If you invite someone to do something, you're encouraging that person to come with you. You might invite your friends to your birthday party or invite a date to a restaurant. Example: let me invite you to the Knicks game next week. I have an extra ticket. Many learners make the mistake of using this word meaning that you are paying for the other person. However, in English, it just means to ask someone to come somewhere. If you want to talk about paying for someone else, you would use the word treat. Example: I wanted to treat my parents to dinner for their anniversary. Here, Ellen is claiming that Rihanna and her have never been invited to George Clooney's house in Italy.
I am feeling really bad.
All right, never have I ever been drunk before noon.
Drunk before that? Is this from the night before, or is this the...
Someone that is drunk has consumed an excessive amount of alcohol up to the point of intoxication. Noon is midday. That is 12 o'clock in the middle of the day. Example, I slept until noon today. We used to exercise until noon.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's not that I haven't started drinking, I just haven't gotten drunk yet before noon.
You gotta drink harder.
If you drink hard, you are drinking alcohol in an intense and excessive manner. We can also use this in other contexts. Example, we partied hard all night long. So George is joking that if Ellen drinks before noon but doesn't get drunk, then she is not drinking vigorously enough.
What about if you were still drunk from the night before and it's like 4, 5, 6 a.m. Maybe that counts.
All right, okay. All right.
If you say that you're still doing something, you mean that you haven't finished it and continue to do it. Example, I'm still in college, I won't graduate until next year. If you say that something counts, you're saying that it can be taken into account. Example, I've always counted Leia amongst my closest friends. As she cheated, her exam won't count.
Never have I ever hooked up with someone over 50.
The phrasal verb hook up has several meanings, and you'll be able to see a discussion about this in the following scene. However, the most commonly accepted one is to begin a romantic or sexual relationship with someone. Example, he was tired of meaningless hookups.
Wait, you're actually gonna hook up with these girls that call you?
Oh, indubitably. I'm meeting the first one here any minute. Keep your eyes peeled for a red sweater. Based on her texts, she's dirty, dyslexic, and wants to 96 me.
Atta
Attaboy or attagirl is an informal expression of encouragement or admiration. Example, you did it, attaboy. Rihanna is simply showing approval of the fact that Ellen has only had sex with younger people.
No.
It's just wrong. It's wrong.
No.
It's just wrong.
I am not going to ask that question. No.
It is extremely common to hear natives say the word gonna instead of going to. You will often hear it in informal English, both spoken and written.
Never have I ever spanked a cat.
To spank is to hit someone with an open hand, like a slap. It's common for people to do this as a punishment, and especially on someone's rear end. Example, my granddad used to spank his sons when they misbehaved. This word can also have a sexual connotation, and for that reason, the question that Ellen asks results to be particularly humorous and bizarre. That is why Rihanna and George Clooney seem to be confused and have funny reactions.
Wow.
Which cat?
It's a long story, and
I don't know if I want to hear that. Let's hear the story.
Never have I have a cat that likes to be spanked. And
Don't we all?
There's really so many jokes and there's so little time.
I know.
Yeah.
Never have I ever seen a rapper naked.
A rapper is someone that performs rap music. Some very popular American rappers are Lil Wayne, Dr. Dre, and Snoop Dogg.
Totally have. Come on, stop lying.
All
Stop
right.
lying, God.
One time.
It's the truth.
Never have I ever hooked up in the back of a car.
The back
What's
of a car?
hooking up? That's like such
what is
a
hooking up?
broad term.
Yeah, what's hooking up?
Exactly.
Something broad has a large distance from side to side. In other words, if you say that something is broad, you are saying that it is very wide. Example, it is a broad river. As you can see here, it is also common to refer to the word broad when you want to say that something has a lot of context. Example, it is an invention with broad applications. A term is a word or phrase that is used to describe a thing or to express a concept, especially in a particular kind of language or branch of study. Example, are you familiar with the musical term leitmotif? Rihanna is saying that she is not certain about the meaning of the word hook up because, as I mentioned before, it is a term that has many different meanings.
I'm just going to say I have.
Yeah.
You know what hooking up means.
Well, people have different, like...
What do you, all right, what's your...
Some people think hooking up is like making out, right?
Make out is a very common phrasal verb that means to kiss someone with an open mouth, and often in a sexual way. Example, Sally and Pete were making out on the couch.
I did make out with Rita once, about 15 years ago. Good night.
Oh. Hey, don't talk to your dad like that, or you can go live with your boyfriend.
He's not my boyfriend. I just make out with him so I don't have to take his class again.
We should go say hi.
No.
Let's listen again to the way that Rihanna says the words hooking and up.
Some people think hooking up is like making out. People think hooking up is like...
Here we have a good example of connected speech, which is the way that natives link their words together. Up is a preposition, which is an example of a function word. These words reduce and connect to content words, like hook, and function words like the ing at the end of hooking. So instead of saying hooking up, Rihanna says hooking up. Natives do this constantly, and as we've seen, it is very common to hear this with phrasal verbs. Let's look at some more examples of the reduction of prepositions and connected speech with some other series.
Mitchell, he's got to be 40 years old. And don't you know that? Oh, I get to do this. Mitchell is gay. Shut up.
And now that I'm trying to protect the people that I put in harm's way, you're going to walk out?
You're gonna kill yourself, Tony. I'm not gonna be a part of it.
Okay, look, the restaurant called again today. They want to know if you're gonna be showing up for work. Nope.
Some people think hooking up is like linking up, like meet me out somewhere.
If you link two things, you are making a connection between them. The phrasal verb link up has a similar meaning, as it is used when referring to two or more people joining or meeting. In this case, there isn't a romantic or sexual intention necessarily involved. Example, I miss you so much, we need to link up soon. Let's hook up at the movie theater at 10.
And some people think hooking up is like, you know, seal the deal, like lick the envelope and close it.
Seal the deal and lick the envelope and close it are American idioms that mean to have sexual intercourse. However, it is more probable for you to hear the first one than the second one, as the phrase lick the envelope and close it is quite uncommon. That's why Ellen and George find it so funny that Rihanna used this expression. By the way, to seal something also means to close it. This may be another reason why Rihanna used both expressions. You can seal an envelope.
But I don't know which one is hooking up. I'm just gonna do this.
Yeah. I think we mean lick the envelope and seal it.
I have.
Never have I ever forgotten the name of the person I was fooling around with.
If you're fooling around with someone, you're seeing that person in a romantic way without having a serious commitment with the relationship. Example, he had been fooling around with someone at work. Let's listen again to the way that Ellen says this phrase.
Never have I ever forgotten the name of the person I was fooling around with. Forgotten the name of the person I was fooling around with.
Here we have a good example of what we call a glottal T. This is a very difficult sound that often occurs in American and British English when a T sound comes at the end of a word or syllable. For example, cat, not cat, rotten, not rotten, can't, not can't. If your ears aren't trained, you might miss this sound entirely, but if you are aware of it and practice, you can start to recognize this sound better. So Ellen didn't say forgotten or forgoen, she said forgotten. And we can hear George say it in the same way right after.
Forgotten the name of
the person you were licking the envelope with.
But
you have?
Yeah, hang on. I want to say it was because I was drunk before noon. No, I don't know. I have
not. Never have I ever sent a dirty text to the wrong person.
Even though you probably know the word dirty, you may not know that this word can also be used when referring to things connected with sex in a way that many people might consider offensive. Example, you have such a dirty mind.